Good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic holiday season so far. I got back from Northern California visiting family. It was an absolutely fantastic time. There is nothing better than spending the holidays around people you love. But I am back in Southern California now with the Lamborghini. So my girlfriend went to New York City for the week. Left the car here, and unfortunately, it got backed into. So I'm gonna take care of that today. The damage isn't too bad, but I mean, she left her car here with me, and for this to happen, I feel pretty darn embarrassed. Check it out. So the license plate frame is cracked off, but the big issue here is the crack here, and then there's one over here. So those are gonna need to get fixed. I'm sorry. We'll get you fixed. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nirenstein. This is Vehicle Virgin. Smash that subscribe button to come along for the ride because we are coming out with awesome videos every single day. Looking at the S-Class reminds me of two things. One, how much I love this damn car. Yes, I'm 23 years old. Why am I driving an 80-year-old man's car? Because it's freaking awesome. The interior amenities are off the charts. It's so luxurious, it's comfortable, it's packed with technology, so I can nerd out on that aspect, and it just is an incredibly well-built car. The second thing it reminds me of is, where is my E63 AMGS? I wanna do an update on that later in the video. I cannot wait till that arrives. Now, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I did an epic video with a Tesla Model S and my grandma. She doesn't know a whole lot about cars, and to be able to show her the future of the automobile was pretty cool. She got to experience Christmas mode, which is this ridiculous feature that the Tesla Model X has. You gotta check this video out because she absolutely freaks. I'm gonna take this car to the dealership to see if they can give me an estimate so we can figure out how much the damage is gonna cost to fix for that front bumper. It is getting to be the end of the year. It is almost 2018. The funny thing about the automobile is that 2018 feels like it's already here because all of the 2018 models have been released several months prior. But the start of 2018 means everyone is setting their own personal goals. I'm curious, what are your guys' goals and aspirations for 2018? I've got a super long list that I created, some of which are personal, some of which are financial, but I really want to prioritize my time with friends, my family, and my relationship. Having a strong relationship, whether it's with friends, family, or a significant other, is the true key to happiness, so I want to work on that more. I also want to have more fun in every single one of the videos, and I hope that me having more fun, enjoying what I'm doing, is gonna translate into better vlogs for you guys. Random thought of the day, you know what's a new vehicle that I really like? The new Velar. It sits in between the Evoque and then the smaller Range Rover Sport. I think they absolutely killed it with the styling, and I'm interested to see, does the Velar end up destroying sales for the Evoque? Does it destroy sales for the more expensive Range Rover Sport, or does it fit exactly in between like Land Rover wants it to? Here we go, minimalize me. We're in Mini World. Wow, look at all the different colors. Once again, I'm gonna show you guys the damage here. So it's this frame, and then there's two cracks right on the bumper that are of concern, because this thing is gonna start to break more and more. So I'm obviously no estimate expert in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna guess it's gonna cost $350 to $500 to fix. What do you guys think? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Just got done talking to the service team, and they have given me a full estimate on repairing the vehicle. So if you haven't left your guess already, here it goes. So the front bumper cover, that is this piece right here, is $127. But the issue is when they remove this, there's no way of removing that without breaking the chrome piece around it. So that's an additional $140.93. So the license plate frame, the holder here, is $100, and then $100 for labor for a total of $516.94. It's a bummer, but it'll get fixed. The crazy part is this car was actually backed into by another Mini Cooper. I'm super into watches. As a mechanical engineer, the complexity of the movement, the different complications in watches really excite me. Now, if you're not into watches, I totally get that. Although there are some similarities between the watch world and the car world that I wanted to bring your attention to in case you didn't know. As with any luxury item, people are bound to try and replicate it. There are low-end, super terrible, disgusting, embarrassing replicas of Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and there are the top-end, legitimate, perfect replicas like a Superformance Cobra or a GT40. You can buy a cheap Rolex on Canal Street in New York City for about 30 bucks, and you'd be hard-pressed to fool a blind person into thinking that was real. From 10 feet away, it screams fake, everyone around you knows it, and the only person you're fooling is yourself. But when you move into several $100 fakes, some even go for as much as $1,000 to $1,500, and it becomes impressively difficult to tell the difference. I bought this Rolex GMT Master 2 as a 1,000,000 subscribers present to myself. It's made of 18 karat gold, it tells 2 times simultaneously, and it's really, really heavy. I wear it almost every single day, and so far, I absolutely love it. It has gotten me 0 girls, but that's probably a good thing because I have a girlfriend anyways. I bought this watch as a reminder to myself for all the hard work and dedication and sacrifices I have made in order to get to 1 million subscribers, and I wanted to treat myself. This, other than costing a lot, actually has sentimental value to me. This does not, even though it looks practically the same. The real question is, can you even tell the difference? From this far away, you probably can't. Well, in today's video, we are going to go over some of the key differences between a $300 fake Rolex and a $30,000 real Rolex. Can you tell the difference? Is it worth 100 times more to buy the real one? And how you can spot a fake Rolex so you don't end up spending thousands of dollars thinking you've bought a real one only to find out it's fake. The first thing you notice is the weight, because this is a mostly steel watch with some gold plating on it, and this is an 18 karat gold watch. Gold is significantly denser than steel, and it's going to weigh more. This GMT weighs about 265 grams, whereas this, I don't know what to call this, Rolex Submariner, weighs 140 grams. When you actually put them in your hands, there is an enormous difference. Chances are, if you pick up a gold Rolex and it doesn't feel surprisingly heavy to you, it's not real. Feel. Fake boobs feel extremely different than real boobs. The same thing goes with watches. If you shake the fake around, it squeaks and rattles and feels not real. The weight of the individual links is a lot less, and it just kind of flops around. Now, in comparison, the real gold watch, when you shake it around, the only real sound you're hearing is much heavier and harder to move around. Also, if you shake the actual watch, the movement inside is perfectly balanced, so you don't hear anything. On the fake, if you shake it, that's the movement jiggling around inside because it's not perfectly balanced. The dial of the fake watch is actually really good. The font is clear and easy to read. The dashes for the seconds, however, going around the outer perimeter of the dial are too short. They should actually extend all the way to the outside of the dial. Almost, little guy, you're a little bit too short, but maybe next year. Look at how on the genuine watch, the second hand ticks go all the way out to the edge, and on here, there is a significant gap between the end of the tick and the outside edge of the dial. Still though, the more I look at these two, it's a little bit scary how good replicas are getting. Next up, let's take a look at the bezel, or the outer portion of the watch right here. People are using the word bezel quite a bit in rap songs recently, so now you can stay up to date on your watch terminology. Well, for one, the pearl that was supposed to come on the top of this Submariner has fallen off, the fake. That's not really a good start. Now, on the GMT, you'll notice the font is different. It is a different watch. It's meant to have different font. Even on the real versus the fake, doesn't come with a pearl up there. The big thing is that it feels and sounds very cheap when you rotate it. So it sounds like you're winding up a disposable camera, and that's not really the sound Rolex is going for on a $30,000 wristwatch. It also shakes around and is quite inaccurate. So what's the point of this rotating bezel anyways? Well, the Submariner is actually a diving watch. When you jump into the water, you align the pearl with the minute hand, and then it's really easy to tell how long you've been underwater without having to do any sort of math. When the minute hand reaches here, you've been under for 10 minutes. Then 20 minutes, then 30, 40, etc., etc. The depth rating of a real Rolex Submariner, not the fake one, is 1,000 feet. 1,000 feet down into the ocean, and it won't leak. This, however, I probably wouldn't even want to take a shower with it or go into a pool, as water will likely seep through the bezel and the triple crown lock that isn't real in this case. On the real Rolex, it makes a significantly more pleasing noise. It feels more accurate, and it's slightly harder to turn. Who would have thought? Now on the GMT, you can actually move it in both directions. Another massive difference is the color of the numbers on the bezel. So on the real GMT, in the ceramic bezel, we've got a sunken engraving of each of the letters, and then yellow gold is blasted at extremely high temperatures down into the indentations in order to color the individual numbers. In this one, it's been painted, and because it's been painted, the actual numbers look significantly more yellow than they do gold. When I'm looking to see if a watch is fake or not, mostly to just crush someone's ego, because I find it funny when somebody's stunting around with a fake watch thinking they're the shit, and it turns out they're not fooling anyone. Although I will admit, I have worn this in several videos, and yeah, this one's not real. So I guess, I guess I'm a hypocrite. Well, we're making this video, starting fresh, it's gonna be 2018, you know what I'm saying? Well, oh, okay. My first favorite way to tell if a watch is fake or real is the engraving in the inside of the bezel. I believe it's called a reot, but I don't wanna butcher the pronunciation of that component. Now, starting in, I believe, 2002, Rolex started integrating engravings into the reot in every single Rolex watch. So it's pretty easy to tell. So what do I mean by that? Well, on the real Rolex watch, you can see a deep and accurate, precise engraving that says Rolex all the way around the bezel. And then at the end, it actually has the serial number, which is really clear and easy to read. On the fake watch, it's engraved so lightly, it's pretty much impossible to read. You can see it a little bit from that angle, but you absolutely cannot read the serial in any light at the 6 o'clock position, which of course is important for identifying the watch. Really cheap fakes won't even try to engrave the inside of the bezel. They'll actually have a painted on Rolex logo. Obviously, if you see that, it's not real. And if it's not deep and precise, that's what she said, then it's probably a fake. The movement, or what powers the watch itself. Really cheap Rolex knockoffs use quartz movements. Very easy to produce, very inexpensive, then you can make the fake watch cheaper. Typically fake Rolexes with quartz watches are in the $50 to $100 range. The issue is Rolex hasn't made a quartz watch since 2001. The way you can tell is quartz watches that have a battery tick once per second. It's very easy to tell, they're very accurate, they last a long time, but Rolex watches in general, other than 2 different models that they made from 1990 to 2001, do not have a quartz movement. So if the watch is ticking and not gliding, chances are it's fake. The Rolex GMT uses an in-house movement made by Rolex themselves called the Caliber 3186. The movement ticks 8 times per second. That's why you see it gliding instead of ticking. That's also known as a movement. The movement has 28,800 vibrations per hour. The fake Rolex uses a Japanese Miyota movement. Now, more expensive fakes, this one is kind of in the in-between zone, being 300 bucks. Let's say in the $500 range, they often use Swiss ETA movements. Both of those, however, operate at 28,800 vibrations per hour. So from the outside, it's nearly impossible to tell the difference just by looking at the sweeping second hand of a fake versus a real. If you are ever buying a pre-owned high-end watch, please get it inspected. It's like I say with buying a used car, get a pre-purchase inspection. All you have to do is take this watch to a Rolex dealer, they would look at it for about 3 seconds and throw it in the trash. That would actually be interesting. What happens if you take a fake watch to a Rolex dealer? They might actually confiscate it. This loses plus or minus 2 seconds per day. Usually it's actually less than that, and it's been very, very accurate the entire time I've had it. This watch, however, loses or gains 5 to 10 seconds per day, which over the course of a few days, all of a sudden you're a minute off. Then if you don't pay attention to it, after a month or 2, this doesn't tell the proper time whatsoever. Check this out. In order to set the time on most Rolex watches, you twist the crown counterclockwise, pop that out, pull it all the way out, a couple clicks, and then when you rotate the crown clockwise, the actual minute hand rotates clockwise. The GMT also has this really cool feature where you can set the hour hand super quick. It jumps between hours in case you want to change time zones. That's what this is about. Greenwich Mean Time, that's what GMT stands for. Master 2, you can tell 2 time zones at once. There's actually a hand up here by the 12 o'clock position that you can use to set a secondary time zone. Now, when I pop this open on the fake one, it's much harder to get. And then when it opens, it doesn't have individual nice clicks between the different settings. When I rotate this clockwise, the actual minute hand goes counterclockwise. Fake. Now, this little thing, known as the Cyclops, magnifies the date on a Rolex by 2.5 times. That's simply so that you can see the watch easier. On the real watch, it's enlarged and very, very easy to read. Super easy to read, no real fogginess whatsoever, and it appears to be evenly magnified no matter which way you tilt the watch. Now on this watch, it is magnified, although you can see depending upon the angle, it looks like the 27 is often cut off. Really cheap fakes don't have any magnification at all, but of course there are some Rolexes that don't come with magnification and don't come with a date whatsoever. The regular Submariner doesn't have a date. Submariner Plus date, I believe it's a $1,000 option to be able to tell what day it is. How crazy is that? In 2002, Rolex started micro-etching their crown logo, see that's the crown logo there, into the actual crystal on the watch itself. There is the faintest little crown logo right here that you actually can't see with your naked eye. It's made up of tiny little dots, and it's a very hard process to replicate. You need to use what's called a loupe, which is basically a jeweler's magnifying glass, in order to magnify this 10 times and actually be able to see the little crown. On any real Rolex, you should be unable to see this with the naked eye. However, on fakes, because the Chinese manufacturers know that Rolexes do have this small etching, they use a method to etch into the crystal. The problem is you can see it at all times, not just under a loupe. So if you have a Rolex and you can see the actual etched crown engraving, it's fake. Hopefully nobody watching this video looks at their watch and goes, oh I just bought a fake Rolex. And hopefully instead it helps somebody from being ripped off and buying a fake watch without getting it checked out first. Now it's pretty hard to see this on camera, but right there you can see the little fake etching. Whereas on this one, you can't see any at all. Gold Rolexes are made of 18 karat gold. Anyone who tells you theirs is 24 carats is lying. 24 karat gold is far too soft to use in a watch. It's 18 carats of gold and the rest of the alloy is silver, copper, palladium, and platinum. There is a distinct difference in color between the real Rolex and the fake one. The real yellow gold is an alloy. It's made up of a ton of different metals. The fake gold-plated watch is a lot darker than the solid gold real one is. Gold is still soft. I wear this every day and it does cause scratches. Oh God. But the nice thing is you can take it into a Rolex store, they will polish it and it will look good as new. That being said, because gold is soft, when it scratches, the only way to get rid of the scratches is to actually rub off a layer of gold. So in theory, if you repaired it time and time again, eventually you might be left with no watch. Is that under warranty? Real Rolexes use a compound they called chromalite, and the glowing lasts up to 8 hours. Fake Rolexes aren't gonna last nearly as long. So we're gonna shut off the lights and see the difference in glowing. On the left, we have the real Rolex. As you can see, it's glowing much brighter, extremely easy to tell what the time is. On the right, still decently easy to tell what time it is, although glowing about half as intense. There you go, you can easily tell the difference now. Now you can see the lume has gone completely out on the fake watch already. At the end of the day, from 5 feet away, you really can't tell the difference. So is it worth 100 times more to have a real Rolex versus a fake? For me, it is. This Rolex is something I worked extremely hard for, and it has a lot more significance to me, that million subscribers goal, than just a material object. The fake, celebrating an achievement with the fake watch, well, that's of questionable authenticity. However, if all you're trying to do is get lucky at the bar, get the replica. Joke's on them, this watch is as fake as they are. Whew, well that wraps that up. I'm gonna put a poll here to find out from you guys whether or not you like watch-related videos. Now, this is vehicle versions, it's all about cars. I know a lot of people in the car world enjoy and buy watches. Let me know, did you like this video? Was it interesting? Now, I am gonna find out where in the world my Mercedes E63 AMG is. This is my favorite piece of memorabilia from the trip to Germany. I took European delivery of my E63S. It was such an incredible experience, although there were some delays. The most brutal part of the European delivery is I got to experience this brilliant, breathtaking, mind-blowing E63, drive it around ungodly roads, accelerate on the Autobahn, take it to the Nürburgring, and then it has to go on a boat to California, then it has to go to a delivery center, prep the car, then it gets dropped off at a dealer, and then I go and pick it up. I've been giving a tracking number. Yes, it's like tracking a USPS package for my E63. So I should be able to log on to this website, the delivery company that handles European deliveries, and see where in the world my E63 is. All right, here we go, I got the numbers. All right, let's see, we got some info. All right, December 12th, dropped off in Frankfurt. The latest is December 20th. They do the date backwards, they do day, month, year, although this makes more sense. December 20th, gate in port departure, gate in Bremerhaven. Oh, here we go, estimated time of departure, the 22nd. Okay, so in theory, that means my car left the port in Germany 5 days ago. I believe it takes 3 to 4 weeks to ship the car from Germany to Southern California. Then it'll spend a few days at a facility to get cleaned up, make sure it's all ready for me around a month from now, which would be January 27th. Now, I made that date up just based on approximation, so don't hold me to it. If it comes before January 27th, I'm gonna cry tears of joy. If it comes after that, then I'll cry tears of sadness. Well, there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was totally different than what you're used to on vehicle versions, but I figured I'd mix it up. I've made over 900 videos, but if you didn't like the watch video, that's fine too. For the new people out there who found this video because of watches, thanks for watching, no pun intended. Please browse the channel and subscribe. Seriously, smash that subscribe button. New awesome videos every single day. I look forward to seeing you next video.